I am actually getting tired of this. The Bruins lose once again, this time to the St. Louis Blues, in a game that was the worst I have seen from this team this season. Now, I'm going to get into this game. I'm going to cover this news, but right now, I want all of you guys to go down the comments, voice your frustrations, let it all out, because that's what I'm going to be doing this video. That way, we can have an understanding of what we're seeing, because this is getting ridiculous. Frankly, getting unbelievably bad, and we can't be seeing this much longer, or this Bruins team needs to blow it all up. It's getting ridiculous, and I'm not even going to ask you guys to subscribe. I know the voice, the frustration, everything is going to come out of us in this video, and this game really set this one free. This game really set it all off. I'm going to look at this first. I'm going to go down to the breakdown, go to look at the box score. It's going to be on the bottom of the screen rolling through as well if you want to have a look at that, but this game was something, I guess is a good way of putting it. It is something that we needed to see really to get our frustrations out. We've seen some bad games this season. There's no doubting that. We've seen some all right games this season. We've maybe seen one or two good ones, but we have not seen the likes of this game from the Bruins this season. Something so bad that I left during the second period and did not return. I came back in the third, watched the third, but there was things that I had to do during the second that I was like, well, I don't want to watch this game anymore, and that's what I did. Looking at this box score, though, you can see not too much action from anybody, but Georgi Merkulov called up for this game. Very good game by him. I'm happy to say that I liked how he played. I liked what we saw out of him. An assist on the first goal and only 13 minutes time on ice, but those 13 minutes weren't too bad, I gotta say. Obviously, I'd like to see some better. I'd like to see more from him, and hopefully the Bruins decide to keep him up as one of the better players in this game, although I don't want to say there's really anybody good in this game apart from really Joonas Korpisalo. And I have this up here, and this will be through it, but move on to this one. Bit more of an understanding here. A very mediocre, mid, and bad game from just about everybody on this team, apart from Trent Frederic, the lone goal scorer in this game, getting two. The assist from Mason Lohrei, nice one. Georgi Merkulov, good one as well. The three performers right there, those are ones I can say were pretty good. And a lot of the rest of the team, something that I didn't want to see. This is a game that wasted my time during this day. I could have done so many better things, like watch paint dry, or go cut the grass with scissors. There's so many things that this game made me realize that I could do better than watch this BS on my television in the afternoon here today. And before we get into the rest of the screenshots, I'm going to pull up some quotes here from the game, from after the game. Jim Montgomery here coming out and saying, you can't plan for a lack of juice. And I know you can't plan for it, but you can sure fix it by skating this team until they can no longer stand up in the next few practices. There's no understanding for me why Jim Montgomery hasn't made this team skate yet, and why this team hasn't been doing the miracle on ice back and forth and again and again and again. It don't make sense to me. This team needs to be disciplined for what they've been doing. And of course, there have been some players who've been playing good, but this is not an individual effort. This is a team effort as to why this team has been playing so bad. The goaltending, I can't say it's been horrible. I would like to see much more to Swayman, but I'm still very high on Joonas Korpisalo. A great game from him today, and the Bruins are lucky that he was in net, because if he was not, there was probably no point coming out of this game, and the overtime loss kind of secured that only hope that they want to take out of this game. And we're kind of looking at a situation now where we've seen the Bruins come into a few easy or supposedly easy games over the next few. Next one being against Columbus, this one against St. Louis. Maybe they go back to a 50-50 goalie rotation. We know that Swayman signed that contract for $66 million for 8 years because he was supposed to be the number one, but I haven't seen number one out of him. At this rate, we need to see Swayman get better. We need to see him be ready for the playoffs, and Joonas Korpisalo has been the one that has been able to get the Bruins the wins, get the Bruins some momentum that they've been looking for, and he's been, frankly, the only one doing that. And it has been to a point where we're just waiting. As I've mentioned in so many videos, there's nothing that we can do as fans except voice our frustration, watch these games, and hope for something better. There's nothing more that we can do than that except waste our hard-earned money to go to these games, watch these games, and, everything else that you could possibly do as a fan for these games. Buy these players' jerseys and buy the team's merchandise and whatnot. And it's frankly getting to a point where it's so frustrating to be able to watch these games knowing that we're so excited to sit down and watch it and watch this team do nothing. But I'm going on a rant. I apologize, but looking at the next screenshot as well here, this one comes from Boston Sports Info. The Bruins have now gone 184 consecutive minutes at home without scoring a goal in the third period. That is over 9 games. And the Bruins have just had one third period goal at home this season. This season. One third period goal in 200 minutes. And with not 72, the author here of this tweet went into the comments, replied, it was 62 shots on goal, and they've been outscored 8-1. The fact that we're seeing one third period goal at home this season, that pretty much just means Bruins fans can get up, go home after the second intermission. There's no point in staying and watching these games where the Bruins are not going to score and just watching this team get scored on. There's zero point of that. And we've discussed many opportunities here. The community post yesterday I had, a lot of you guys voiced your opinion. The team that they've built, this team that Don Sweeney has made, is not acceptable. We need to see better. We need to see a better team be built. And of course, there's stuff that can happen. This team can get better. This team can develop more chemistry. Jim Montgomery is frankly doing what he can. You know, there's only so much he can do. He's not the one that's calling up players. He's not the one that's holding the stick on the ice. You know, I don't want to rip into him too much. And of course I have, and I don't fully mean it, but this team is just so frustrating to be in this. But this stat here is such a concerning factor for this team this season, at this point in the season early, and it's only looking to get worse and worse and worse as this progresses. And I did want to pull up another prime example here. 17 shots in this entire game for the Bruins, 31 for the St. Louis, 27 hits for St. Louis, 18 for the Bruins. Penalty minutes, I don't even care about the penalty minutes here, but the Bruins got dog-walked by the St. Louis Blues. Absolutely dog-walked. A game against the St. Louis Blues, who didn't even play Jordan Kyrou for 10 minutes or whatever it was in the first period. They sat Jordan Kyrou for 10 minutes in the first period, one of their best players, and the Bruins still managed to not get anything going. The start of this game, right at the rip, I seen the goal go in, I was like, oh. And then we scored, the Bruins scored, Trent Frederic got the goal. It's like, okay, the Bruins seem to be, kind of fighting back in this game. For a few minutes after that, it looked good, but after they took the lead, going up 2-1, the team just kind of stopped playing. They stopped caring. They thought they had the game won, and they thought they was only playing 40 minutes in this game. But so be it. The Bruins lose once again. And final screenshot here that I have from Scott McLaughlin. Montgomery says that he thought the team's defense had been coming, but it hasn't been there the last 2 games. And offensively, we haven't been there all year. Seems like we're kind of going over a broken record. It seems like Jim Montgomery's been saying the exact same thing over and over and over. And it's getting, to a point where there's only so much we can ask him. There's only so much he can say, let alone us asking him, because it's been the same thing. It has been the exact same thing every game this season. You go and win against Colorado, then you go and lose against St. Louis. You go and lose horribly against Dallas. Then you go and lose once again. It's getting to a point where we're waiting for this team to do something that is probably not going to happen this season. And it's something that we haven't seen in a long time from the Boston Bruins. Not just this team, but the Bruins and their franchise. We haven't seen this in a long time. So seeing this now, seeing what we're having here, seeing the issues that we're having, going from watching the Dallas Stars destroy the Boston Bruins, then watching Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight. I'd rather watch the Dallas Stars once again go against the Bruins. And now watching this, it's just been a horrible watch for whatever we're watching on TV at this point for the last little while. But I do have one more quote here that I want to finish off from Charlie Coyle. It says, we have the buy-in to playing a really simple style of hockey. We got to put in the work. And this just seems like one of these quotes that's going to come out and they just want to not talk to the interviewers. And it makes sense that after a game like this, you don't want to have the answer for the team's loss when he don't even know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. The coaching staff don't know what's going on. Don Sweeney's watching there doing nothing. And we have to watch it again in a few days against the Columbus Blue Jackets. So I do apologize for the rant, ladies and gentlemen, but I know we're all frustrated about this. One of the worst Bruins games that we've seen all season, if not the worst. And we just have to wait and see it against Columbus once again in a couple of days. So let me know what you think about this. Obviously, I know that this is a very all over the place video, a very frustrating video, but I'm excited to read your comments. I really am. As I mentioned at the start of the video, and if you haven't already still, make sure, go down after this video is over, comment below what you think about this game, what you think about this team, sound off. I don't care what you put down there. I'm ready to read it. I'm ready to listen, and we have to go again. We have to watch this again at some point. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your support. It's been incredible lately, even when this Bruins team has been so bad. Your support's been incredible. And I know that a lot of these videos probably aren't the news that we want to hear, but it sucks to see that we have to cover this. But that's all I got in this video. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. But I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.